Hello world, Rick Nappi here, and welcome to the Nappi Report. And today's topic is turning your breakfast upside down so it doesn't continue to turn you upside down in your life. Meet me on the other side. Hi everybody, Rick Nappi here, and today's topic on the Nappi Report is turning your breakfast upside down so it doesn't continue to turn you upside down. Think about this. Some of you might be eating breakfast right now. Well, listen, there's been a lot of things that you've been told about a lot of stuff. So there's been a lot of stuff that you've been told about your food. Now we know that the soil is nutrient poor these days, and it's getting worse and worse. We know that, I do all these food safety recalls, so a lot of the food's contaminated. So really, what's happening here? The food that you're getting is not necessarily what's making you healthy. Think about that. It may be counterproductive to your day and to your life in the long run. Think about that. All the things that you're ingesting, all the things that you're using, all the things that you're contemplating using, maybe it's all being counterproductive to you. So now let's look at this. So what is breakfast? Well, let's break the word down. Break, fast. You're breaking a fast. Think about that. So every morning when you wake up, you're breaking a fast. You see, this is what happens. When you go to bed and you lay down and you're sleeping and dreaming, your body is breaking down all of the things that you've ingested from that day. That's right. And it's working tirelessly throughout the night. So what happens? When you wake up, you're actually breaking a fast. So people talk about intermittent fasting, and you've probably heard about that and all those kind of things. Well, guess what? You fast every single night. Yeah, think about that. You're fasting every single night. So there's no reason for intermittent fasting because you are fasting every single night. We got that now? Here, look, here's the bottom line. I'm going to do the Jesus thing today, because this might be the most important thing I've ever done for all of you. And I'm not going to get biblical on you, but Jesus did say, spread the word. Say it one time, don't repeat yourself, and then move on, because there's too many other people that need the information that I want you to put out there. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to repeat myself. Pay attention. I'm going to tell you this one time, and then one time only, and then I'm moving on. I might even be starting a little private group for people that are really serious. But anyway, I'm going to give all this to you today. Let me start out by telling you this. I've been doing what I do for 30 years. I'm a naturopathic, homeopathic doctor. My forte is biochemistry. I know what I'm talking about. I've been around a long time. So, what do we do when we go to bed? Like I said, our body processes everything from that day. When you wake up in the morning, the little soldiers in there that have been processing everything are actually punching the clock and punching out for the night because they've worked all night. And then all of a sudden, what happens? You break a fast when you wake up. So when you're breaking a fast, and anybody that fasts could tell you, when you break a fast, you don't start consuming all these foods that are full of volume. You start out with some broth and very light things, and then you reintroduce food into your system because you don't want to overwhelm the system after you're fasting. Well, the same goes for the fast that you do every morning. When you break that, the last thing you want to do is to consume a volume of matter in your stomach. Because then the body is like, wow, man, why'd you do this to me? We were just punching out. We were going to sleep. We were going to take a little repose. But no, now they send all this stuff back down. And what happens? I've got to labor some more. And you wonder why you have no energy. You wonder why you feel tired. You wonder why you're lackluster. You wonder why you got aches and pains. You wonder why you're bloating. You wonder why you can't lose weight. Well, that's a good reason, because what you do in the morning will depict how happy you're going to be that day with everything about your life. From the energy to the organs to the ability for you to have stamina and for you to actually be in a great mood. So what happens to most people? Okay, so they start out their breakfast with what? A lot of people start out with 1 cup of coffee or tea, maybe 2 cups, maybe 3 cups. I know people that have 4 or 5 cups before they can even think about starting the engine in their car and going to work. And then when they're on their way to work, they stop at a Starbucks or somewhere else and get another coffee or a tea. Here's the problem with that when you're breaking your fast, or any time really. Coffee is a diuretic. Tea is a diuretic. That means it dehydrates you. And what you want in the morning is hydration, so you get movement, and bowel movement, by the way. So if you don't drink liquid, you're not going to be able to evacuate the things from the night before. Think about that. So now you started out your day with your coffee and or your tea. You've now dehydrated yourself, and you wonder why. You wonder why you're seizing up so early. And then maybe you have a coffee with your protein bars. What a waste of your time. Protein bars, nothing but a bunch of sugar and crap wrapped in a wrapper. I'm not big on protein bars. Or maybe you go with the coffee or tea, or maybe not, and you go for the Pop-Tarts. Or maybe your thing is cereal, a little Fruit Loops or something like that, maybe. Yeah. And for you big eaters, yeah, well, pancakes, bacon, eggs, right? Or maybe toast and eggs and potatoes. And a lot of you have the bread in the morning. So let's talk about this for a second. What are you actually doing when you do this? Well, it's counterproductive to your day and the longevity of your life and your health. Think about that for a minute now. Because when you and your body consume all of that volume, you're then making your body labor again. When it labors, it slows down because it's got to do other things besides what you want it to do. It's got to process all the junk you've just put in your body. And maybe it's not junk, but it's voluminous. So, remember something. Manufacturers are selling you food. They never said it was nutritious food. They said food. So they label it food. It's not nutrition. They don't call it nutritious food. They call it food. What you need is nutrition. In the morning, the last thing you need is voluminous material going into your system for your body to have to break down again. Think about that. You don't need that. What your body needs is nutrition. It needs vitamins and essential minerals and digestive enzymes and probiotics and all that kind of stuff. You see, when you go to bed at night and all that stuff is being processed, when you wake up in the morning, your bloodstream is clean. In other words, there's no competition running around in that bloodstream. Nope, not at all. So the first thing you want to do in the morning is give yourself a jolt of nutrition. Not volume, but nutrition. I'm having my breakfast right now. And no, this is not a protein shake. Protein shakes aren't the best thing in the world. Moo. Moo. Well, that can make you bloat. That can make you constipated. And it can also do things that you're not happy about. And it can also be converted into sugar in your liver. And that's the last thing you want. And all you fruit eaters say, I eat fruit in the morning and this and that. Well, that's sugar, 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 sugar. All right? What you want is nutrients. That's how I get my nutrients every morning. It's really good. So now listen, you getting the point so far? I'm trying to break this down as much as I can so that you understand it and I make my point. So let's do this. Let's do this. When you wake up and you provide your body nutrition, it can then go to cell level without any competition into the bloodstream and be transferred to the organs that need it the most. Your liver, your spleen, your pancreas, your heart, your lungs. It goes everywhere. And the body then converts this nutrition into what your body needs. If you get that into your body, into your bloodstream, up to cell level, and there's no competition, it's like a superhighway. It goes there really fast, and you get this energy, and your organs are being maintained, and you're protecting them, and you're also increasing your immune system's ability to fight off pathogens. Very, very important. So if you're having trouble losing weight, if you're having trouble sleeping at night, if you're having trouble with gas, if you're lackluster, all those sort of things, if you have aches and pains and bloating and fatigue and arthritic pains and this sort of stuff, that's because what you're eating in the morning will change the dynamic of your day. So the question is, how do you want to go through your day? You want to get up and have all that coffee and tea and dehydrate yourself right away and then feel lackluster by about 11 o'clock in the morning, and then you're going to have to eat another protein bar, which is doing really nothing for you, and you're going to have to, eat more food because it's doing nothing for you because it's nutrient poor? Or are you going to start your breakfast out the right way? Let things go to cell level. Get that nutrition up to cell level, and that's where you're going to be. So, first of all, most people don't know even where their stomach is. They start to feel their stomach here. Oh, I feel bloated. Oh, I feel, oh, my stomach. Well, if you look at this picture here, you will see that the stomach sits on top of the large and the small intestines and alongside pretty much the liver. Very important to remember. Very important thing to take into consideration. So that bloating that you're feeling, that full stomach, is not your stomach that you're feeling. It's the intestines laboring to try to break things down. So let me put this image up. You're going to lose me for a second here because I'm going to put a full image up because I want you to see it. Now, this is your stomach, and this is what your stomach does. So let's put this image up. Now, you can see by this image very, very easily, we start out with the esophagus, right? And that's when you chew and you eat and you swallow. It goes down the esophagus. And then it goes to the cardia. And that's where the contents of the esophagus empty into the stomach. Now, when it empties into the stomach, this is the body of the stomach, all right? And this is where all those stomach acids start churning around, and it starts dissolving the food matter that you've eaten so that it can get ready to bring it into the small intestines. That's correct, into the small intestines. So, but it has to break it all down. So, by the way, when you're taking those pills and capsules and those kind of things, they are not helping you at all, pretty much, because 60 to 80% of what you actually take in those pills or those capsules, you see a lot of these companies selling you pills and capsules and thinking, boy, you're getting all this food and all this stuff in a pill and capsule, but that's not the case. The reality is this: most of that is destroyed by the stomach acids. And this is what you really have to realize. You're wasting your money and you're wasting your time and you're getting false hope. And that's not what you want to do. Now, let's look at the intestines. Let's put this one up now. Now, here are the intestines. So up there you can see that's the large intestine, right? And that absorbs water from wastes, and it creates the stool. Yeah, when you go to the bathroom, it creates a stool. Now, the small intestines, that absorbs most of the nutrients from what we eat and drink. So Remember, it goes from the stomach with all those acids, and then it pours into the small intestines, and then the small intestines, its job pretty much is to collect the nutrients to bring up to cell level. And then it proceeds down to the rectum from the large intestines, and it provides a temporary storage for the feces. Now, we got that, everybody? All right. So, knowing where your organs are, knowing the process that they go through to make them work is really, really important. So, remember something. Your body is not demanding voluminous material. Your body is demanding nutrition. Your vitamins, your minerals, those essential things that you need for your organs to work properly, for your brain to work properly, for your heart to work properly, for your stomach to work properly. If all of these organs are working properly, 1, you'll have a very strong immune system. 2, you'll be able to weather pathogens that come your way. 3, you'll probably lose some pounds. All right? Because remember something, calories are good for gaining weight or maintaining weight. If you want to lose weight, you have to cut your caloric intake down. But you can't cut it down too much. In other words, when people say, well, they're going to fast or they're not going to eat. Well, when you do that, it's counterproductive also because your body wants to survive. So what's it saying? Hey, if you're going to starve me, I'm going to start storing fat. See how counterproductive that is? So it's not really that complicated. But if you don't understand it, and remember, food companies want to sell you food. So they're not going to turn you away from food. They're going to tell you their food is great for you. But it's really not. All right? And you get these gurus that are going to tell you all this other stuff. But you don't need the volume. You need the nutrition. You need the vitamins. You need the minerals. You need the protective agents. You need the lactobacilluses. You need the prebiotics, the probiotics, which are the digestive enzymes. You need things that support your heart, your liver, your spleen, all the major organs that you have. Remember, the heart is an organ. If you don't get enough magnesium, if you don't get the right amount of magnesium, just one little mineral, that heart will not continue to beat. So don't kid yourself. There's a couple things you could do very easily. I'm not here trying to sell you anything or convince you of anything. I'm here to really educate you on when you get nutrition in your body, the body then sends a satiety signal to the brain saying, got my nutrition, I'm okay, I feel good about it. That's right. And that's when you don't have the hunger pains. That's when you're not continually stuffing yourself with food. You know, when people start to get obese, and by the way, obesity doesn't mean you have to be, 300-400 pounds. I mean, obesity starts when you've gained, 5-10 pounds. That's where it starts, right? That's the base of it. So you don't need all that volume in your stomach. What you need is easily digestible things. Raw foods, for example, are very difficult to digest. So those on raw food diets might be counterproductive. Those on vegetarian diets, which I'm not knocking, but you have a high folic acid content that will mask a B12 deficiency. You can have pernicious anemia and not even know it until it's too late. So there's a lot of things that go on here. But remember something, in the morning when you wake up, what you want is nutrition. I'm getting my nutrition this morning like I get every single morning. Now, I made something called Benefits. It's not a protein shake, although it has 16 grams of pea protein, not cow protein, not dairy protein, pea protein, which is a vegetable. Every single morning, this is my breakfast. After that, 30 minutes after that, it's already in cell level. It's working for me. If I want to have a little something to nibble on, then I can. But I'm going to make sure that my body, my bloodstream gets all of the nutrition it needs first. before I start playing around with any kind of food. And by the way, before you start beating up Big Pharma, and I'm not a big fan of Big Pharma, believe me, but Big Pharma is not the big bad wolf. Who's the big bad wolf? The food companies. They're the ones selling you the food that make you sick. And then Big Pharma comes in with the Band-Aids to give you pills and medicines and prescriptions to dumb down the symptoms that you're having from a poor diet. So blame the food companies for selling you food, not nutrition. You know, I've always said this, and if you really come out of denial, some people, if they come out of denial, the healthiest thing at a health food store usually is the sign outside that says health food store. Because if you look at the food in there and you go to your regular supermarket, you'll find the same foods, and it'll cost you, by the way, a lot less. So that's what my take on breakfast. And you're breaking a fast. You are breaking a fast. So when you break a fast, you don't want voluminous material going into your body right after that. It's counterproductive. If you continue to do this sort of thing, and look, you all know who you are. What I'm saying you might not like, but it's a reality, it's the truth, and it's a way to change your morning, your afternoon, and your evening around. Your entire attitude, your bodily functions, and you will be a much healthier camper. You know, sometimes I even have it for lunch, my shake. And why did I make my shake? Benefits, whole body nutrition, shake, and immune builder. Because you can't buy it in stores. Because I couldn't find anything in stores. And because I wanted something that I could trust. So I made it for myself, not for you. However, I was pushed, by the way, by doctors from the Mayo Clinic that said, you know, if you don't put it out to the public, aren't you really doing a disservice just hoarding it for yourself? I thought about that. That hit me pretty hard. So yeah, so now I'm producing it for you. Now I can only guide you to the water. I can give you the information. I can give you the facts. But you have to make the decision to pull that trigger. Remember, before it's too late, change the way you've been thinking about your breakfast, because that will affect your entire day. Anyway, I could go on, but I want to finish my shake. You know where to go if you want it. I'm not here to push it or sell it. It's totally up to you. But remember something. When you're continually bloated, when you have indigestion, when you have GERD, when you have arthritic pains, when you have stiffness, when you have all of these things multiplied on you, when you're taking prescription drugs, yada, 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 the list goes on and on and on and on. What do you have to lose except a lot of those pains, a lot of that inflammation, a lot of that bloating, a lot of those pounds, a lot of the funky attitude that you might have because you're not on your game? So let's get together and produce people that run an A game every single day, all day long. Anyway, I hope you got some great information out of this. I'd appreciate it if you share this with your friends. You all have friends on this on these social media platforms. Share it with them. Give them this information. If you all have any questions, just DM me and I'll be more than happy to answer them. But the rest of it is right down at the bottom there. Just go ahead and take a look and you got it. You got it. All right, everybody. I hope this was good for you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless your health. And remember something. Everything doesn't have to taste like swamp mud. Because I didn't want to drink swamp mud every day, so I made this taste like deep, dark chocolate gelato. It's like I'm having a nice chocolate shake. But what I'm really getting is great nutrition. All right, everybody, God bless you. See you in the next video. Can't wait to hear your comments. Take care. Bye-bye now.